Your host, Parker, Dan, and Angela slice and dice their way through the good.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
The bad.
You brought the devil!
There's a devil inside everyone.
And the ugly movies you love.
And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it!
Hold your favorite films and franchises tight, because they aren't safe. In fact, it's already too late. It's time to dissect that film.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Dissect That Film Live for February 2024. I am your host, Brett Parker. Joining me, as always, my wonderful co-host, Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming.
Hello.
Hello. Let's go. We gotta put on some music here in the background while we're streaming here. No, I don't like that one. There we go. Nice and mellow. Dan Brennick in the chat. What's going on, Dan? Hey, found out about this stream from a cool Discord notification. Hey, I appreciate that. I don't like the fact that every time I would set up the stream, it would post it before we went live. But hey, you know what? I'm just glad it posts somewhere. So,
thanks for coming, fellow Dan.
Thank you for being here. Brian Sanchez, hello. How are we tonight? We got like I said, these live shows are never organized. There's nothing usually planned for them other than we usually talk about the fun that was had in the month prior, so we're talking about February and all the wonderful episodes that came out in February and all the awesome stuff that we did in February. And then we look forward to March. And we're going to do something a little bit different tonight, as we're going to also be looking at the trailer for The Strangers Part 1 or Chapter 1, whatever that. Oh, I think it's called Chapter 1, because there's supposed to be 3 of those coming out. I have not seen it. None of us has seen the trailer, so we figured why not watch it on stream, since we have covered the original Strangers. Why not check out the trailer during the stream? What's up, Fiore? Yeah, don't know how to fix that. Oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. As long as the notifications are coming through, I appreciate people coming in. So I'm not gonna complain about it. Friends, my peeps from Rough Ride, is good to see you guys tonight. Just saw Dune Part 2 earlier today. Wow, wonderful. No spoilers, but Austin Butler is a menace as Faid Rotha. I'm guessing that's how you say that name, but there you go.
Did you put your dick in the bucket?
Oh, no. Raise the hands if any of you guys read the book. No, I have not read any of the Dune books.
I think my mom did. She loved I know a lot of people didn't, but she loved the old Dune from the 80s or whatever. And I grew up seeing one. Yeah, I grew up seeing parts of that. And that's where I learned about the spice must flow and awesome sandworms and blah 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 blah.
I saw Dune Part 1 when it dropped on Max a while back, and I thought it was a gorgeous movie. It's cinematography, some of the best cinematography I've seen in a very long time. I'm excited about Dune Part 2. I might actually try to catch it in theaters. I don't usually go to the theaters. It's just not something I look forward to doing. I'd rather just sit around and wait for it to come out and I could watch it at home. But this movie definitely, I feel, needs to be seen on the big screen. So yeah, I might actually go check it out. So I'm very every time I see a trailer for it, I'm like, man, this looks fucking good. This looks good. So
it does look good. Like, aesthetically, it's a nice looking film.
Mm-hmm. So we are here because it is now March. Today's March 1st. We have a lot to talk about. This is our first full month back from our month and a half long break we took at the beginning of the year. We had 4 wonderful episodes release in February. 3 of them as part of our month of 1985 series that we did, as we are kind of celebrating movies that released in the years that each of us were born. First up was 1985, which is the year of Angela. We released Silver Bullet at the beginning of the month, which we did with our good friend Dustin from the Flicks and Friends podcast, which was a great comeback. You know, we got a lot of great reception on that episode. Really hit off the month on a strong note. We then, in the second week, we did Return to Oz with our good friend Allie from the Quad Pro Quo podcast, and that was another really fun episode. It was fun because a lot of these movies that we covered this month were either movies we had never seen before or movies that we hadn't seen in a very long time. And Return to Oz was a movie that I hadn't seen since I was a kid. Silver Bullet was a movie I hadn't seen since I was a kid. I think most of the movies you guys had never seen before. So really fun. It's always fun. I know a lot of nostalgic for them and like really mean a lot to them, where we will cover those movies, but it's really fun to pick movies out that either none of us have seen or that the majority of us haven't seen. And most of the time Angela is the one who I win. Like, I've never seen this movie, and that's usually how it goes. But it's fun because we get to, it's, you know, seeing it with those fresh eyes. So yeah, Return to Oz was a blast to revisit because that was a movie that it was mostly a word of mouth movie where people were just like, this is a nightmare fueled movie. This is a scary movie. This is this is that. Then you watch it and you see why people think that way. But after watching it, you're like, it's not that bad. Like, you know, scary wise or whatever.
Yeah, but there's plenty of other movies at that time that were like that, like Dark Crystal.
Right.
What was the other one? I literally just Neverending Story
or Neverending Story. Yeah.
But that movie was a real pleasant surprise because those of you who listen to the episode know that I was very fond of that film. I thought it was really good. And if you haven't, you should go listen to it anyway. But
I got the song stuck in my head.
What? Neverending Story?
Yep.
What was the dragon's name? Falcor.
Yep.
That was the one. They found his head in a garage.
Yeah, I remember seeing a post about that.
That was
cool. It turned into a meme.
I wish my head was found in a garage. Wait.
Fiore said March 1st, March Madness, no pun intended, because I don't give a shit about sports. We got Godzilla X Kong coming at the end of this month. We do. There is March. The end of March is insane. I mean, we have Godzilla X Kong. We have Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. There's probably other things that are coming out that are exciting. To be honest, I'm excited about Godzilla X Kong, but I am more excited about Ghostbusters. This Ghostbusters looks great.
It does.
I am pumped.
Well, I like the last one quite a bit. We talked.
I do too, but I feel like this is like a return to form. Like this is a return to that classic Ghostbusters feel.
Yeah.
But just with that new crew that we got from Afterlife, which is fun because we're getting like a mix of the OGs and the new crew and bringing them together. It's going to be a lot, and it's back in New York. That's, you know, where it all began. It's going to be so. It's going to be so fun. But
is it Ghostbusters first and then Kong's?
So I think Godzilla X Kong comes out the 27th, and and Ghostbusters comes out the 22nd.
So we're gonna have to do like back-to-back weeks because I want to go see Ghostbusters in theaters. I'm definitely gonna go see Godzilla in theater.
Well, we definitely have to see Godzilla X Kong because we're going to be on a podcast in April to talk about it. So
they can kiss my ass. They ain't telling me what to do.
But I also I would love to do some, you know, get back into doing some fresh cuts on the channel because we haven't done one this year, and you know, just it's been tough now since Dan and Angela can't go. They don't have a local theater anymore. They got to go, you know, travel to go see movies in theater. I'm hoping, cross my fingers. My theater is supposed to be getting Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, and so hopefully I'll be seeing that and giving you guys a review on it with my good friend Brad from Old Man Brad. So that's going to be fun.
That'd be a good one. That's going to be good for your ear holes.
Oh, it's going to be great. The first one was a lot of fun to talk about, especially since it is literally on the majority of people's like most hated lists of the year. I literally watched the top 20 worst movies of the decade, and that was in there. I was like, wow. This movie is just hated. And I was one of the few to go, it was fine. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. I've seen way worse movies.
That's what I was gonna say. Everybody always says, "Oh, it's the worst movie," and I just think it's because there was a lot of hype behind it, and it obviously wasn't as good as most people thought it was going to be, which was a low budget movie anyway. So that instantly makes it the worst, even though it's far from the worst.
They say about a lot of movies that don't go the way they want it to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking babies.
He's not going to fall in love with Christopher Robin and skip along in the woods. You know.
Wait a minute,
man. So yes. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go. It's not important. Go.
So yeah, we did Return to Oz, and then we celebrated Valentine's Day with a movie that's not from 1985, but we celebrated Valentine's Day with the original My Bloody Valentine from 1981, which was a lot of fun to go back and revisit. Well, not revisit because none of us had seen it before. Because I had mentioned in the episode I had only seen the remake from 2009, so it was interesting to actually see this movie from beginning to end, because I had seen clips here and there from different things, but I had never seen it all the way through. So that was a lot of fun. Justice for Hollis and that glorious mustache.
No shit, dude.
I got to talk about that today at work because I have a guy at work that I talk about movies a lot because he's the movie person. Everybody else is just like.
Actually, there's
But he was excited about the remake or whatever.
My Bloody Valentine?
Yeah. He saw it in 3D and he was like, it was amazing.
Well, that's what Parker said, that the remake was actually good.
Yeah, it's a good watch. I think it takes elements from the original and kind of twists, does its own little twists here and there. It's a modern remake, so it has those tendencies that a lot of the remakes from the late 2000s had, but I think it was just a lot better done, and it had some really fun actors in it.
Yes.
I mean, it's got Tom Atkins in it, so.
Oh yeah, well that's
sold.
Yeah, that's good.
You'll like him though. He knows who Tarman is.
You should know who Tarman is. If you don't know who Tarman is, you're fucking wrong.
He said zombies are his thing.
What?
I got to talk about Bub.
Bub's great. I love that. Cupcakes.
And then to finish our cupcakes, I love cupcakes. Give me fucking cupcakes. And give me all the frosting too. So
please.
I don't remember who I saw on Twitter, but somebody had posted the fact is like, I love a good cupcake, but I don't want that much frosting. And I'm like, I mean, I understand it because there are people who don't like frosting, but I am the guy who's like, give me all the frosting. Just give me like a 2-inch thick, just slab of fucking sugary frosting that'll make me feel like shit after I eat it.
You always get the quarter piece of the cake, don't you?
Oh, absolutely, I do.
The one with most, the one with flowers and stuff on it.
Oh, absolutely. I find the especially when I used to work at Walmart, they used to always have like birthday every month. There was like a birthday, like you would celebrate everybody's birthday for that month.
Yeah.
Get a cake, or like if somebody was celebrating an anniversary, a work anniversary, they would always get the cake. Oh yeah, I was always looking for that corner piece. Like I'll take the one that's got the fucking big just blue blob on the corner there.
As long as it's not, what's the icing? I don't like whipped.
I think it's whipped.
Yeah,
I don't like whipped. I like buttercream.
I want buttercream. Yeah, I want that thick cream, baby.
He was like the cupcake lady in Sevierville. Literally, the icing on top of this cupcake is like 3 inches, and like you have to eat part of the icing off of it just to eat the cupcake because it's just tall.
Sounds
so nasty.
Sounds like a good time to me.
So nasty.
This goes against temporary blind sugar high. Like, oh god.
Hey, if I always break my cupcake in half and put the top on it so I can bite it and get icing with both sides.
Yeah, you make
a
sandwich.
Yes, I make a sandwich. If I go to eat that and it all squishes out on the side, no, it's too much.
I get it. So we ended the month with The Black Cauldron from 1985, which that was another one that I think me and Dan was that an episode where we had all seen that movie, or was that one you hadn't seen either, Angela?
Which one?
The Black Cauldron.
It was one that I wanted to see as a kid.
Okay, because that was one that me and Dan had seen, but it had been like a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think I had seen it, but I couldn't remember seeing it, so I just came to the conclusion that it was just a dream.
Yeah, that's so weird. I have those feelings all the time with movies where you're like, I think I've seen this movie. And I've been on other podcasts, like I've been a guest on other podcasts where I'll go on and be like, I think I've seen this movie before, but it's just been so long where it's like it just kind of evaporated from my head. I was just on the Cultworthy podcast where we've been doing the De Palma files. Like every time I'm on there, we talk about 2 different Brian De Palma movies, and we did Blowout and Obsession. And Blowout, it's a Travolta movie, so like I loved 80s and 90s Travolta, and so I'm like, I feel I've seen this movie, but like as we were talking about it, I'm like, I don't remember a lot of this stuff. So I either have never seen this movie, or it's just been so long, it's just gone. Like my brain can't keep all that information, especially if it's a movie I don't ever talk about. I
want to make a movie also called Blowout.
Where you should
hold on. Here we go, everybody. I also want to make a movie called Blowout, because that happens all the time. You have movies with different same name, but I actually want it to be about.
That's not where I thought you were going with that statement.
Okay, so
I thought you were saying that blowouts happen all the time, and I was like, wait a minute.
Well, they do, but anyway, Blowout is going to be a movie. It's going to be about a dude that literally is driving across the country, and he has a blowout on the side of the road, and just everything goes fucking bad from there. Like everything, like just shit that goes downhill like immediately. Anyway, go ahead.
So Fiore says I look like a mad drunk man with my hair. Don't worry, I'm actually, by the time we record our next episode on Sunday, I'm not gonna look like this, and I'm not gonna. This is my last time doing anything in this space. I finally am moving into my room. It's not
happening.
Gonna be. By the time we record though on Sunday, it's not gonna be done. Like I'm gonna be in there recording, but it's probably not gonna be very organized behind me because I need to organize all my movies and get them exactly where I want them to be. But I will be in there come Sunday. So
this is all gonna get changed too at some point in time. So.
A lot of change.
I won't even be here anymore. You're
just gonna disappear. You're gonna be snapped, and you're just gonna fade away.
Yeah, sorry guys,
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Yes. Too soon. It still bothers me.
What?
Yeah. So
Gucci?
No, Mr. Stark.
Yeah. So our month of 1985. That was a lot of fun. Going through and picking, because I think the thing is I didn't want to go into these years picking like the most popular movies that came out that year. It was fun to kind of look at movies that I feel aren't talked about enough. The Black Cauldron, though, that was picked by Patreon because Angela. Yeah. So at the end of every month, the person whose month it is picks 3 movies from that year, and then we let Patreon vote. And so the Black Cauldron was the winner for 1985. Now we're going into 1986, starting with today's episode, which just dropped, our first musical episode. Well, not really musical in the way that we sing in the episode, but it's an episode that we covered a musical where today we dropped Little Shop of Horrors from 1986. So that was a lot of fun to look at because that was another one I had not seen in a very, very long time. And the fact is, it was Angela's pick, and she picked it because Dan does not like musicals.
Yes, exactly why she fucking picked it too.
But I like that move. I like it.
That's fine.
And if I felt more comfortable singing, I would have sang the whole time.
That's fine.
Because ever since Parker posted on Twitter, I've had Little Shop of Horrors stuck in my head.
Oh, me too. I love the way the songs pop in my head when we're not doing something, but when we're actually doing the episode, I couldn't remember shit. I'm like sitting there like, how's this song go again? Yeah. And I felt bad. I told Nicole from Dune Generation that I would try to sing in the episode, but I mean I did, but it just I felt like it wasn't enough, and hopefully I didn't disappoint her when she listens, if she does. I mean, who doesn't love musicals? Dan. I'm not the biggest fan of musicals, but to be honest, as I'm watching more, because I've watched a few over the last year or two, even though this is the first one we've covered on the show, I've watched other musicals, and I'm like, you know what, maybe I don't hate musicals as much as I've never said I hate them. I just don't, they're just not something I care to watch over something, a different genre. But Little Shop of Horrors is just so good. It's just so well done. Not to show my hand for anyone who hasn't listened to the episode yet, but I love that movie.
Yes,
it's a great movie.
Go listen to the episode. And Fiore, you can like all the musicals you want, bro. I'll just judge you silently
I keep hinting to this
okay.
one.
So we as humans do. We always judge each other, whether we say something about it or not.
I secretly judge.
Hey, wait, is it Arizona?
Yeah.
Fucking green tea.
I keep trying to get this guy.
Sponsored?
I haven't.
Sponsored?
No, I mean, I wish. I fucking love Arizona, man.
No shit, dude. Angela's trying to snag me some
Arnold
Palmers because I really wanted.
I love Arnold Palmers.
They're so good.
They were sold out.
I got they're sold out the one. So I just went and bought 2 raspberry peach tea and a peach tea. So
yeah,
good.
when I worked at Walmart, they had them. They used to sell the Arnold Palmers for like 75 cents, the big cans.
Yeah,
and so I used to buy I used to buy like at least a dozen a week. I would drink so many of those things.
Speaking of that, so we can talk about this for a moment because we're not doing because it's the fucking live stream. You seen the shit going on with Wendy's?
Yeah, and then they kind of turn around and they're just like, "No, we're not. That's not really what we're doing." It's like, no, it was. People were calling you out because it's stupid.
When you have multiple companies that are going against what is it, Burger King?
Well, Burger King's like, all right, free Whoppers for 3 days. Literally what they did. I was like,
they're literally like, we're throwing money in the trash right now.
Exactly.
Because fuck you, Wendy's.
and I love, who was it? It was a guy in Arizona tweeted, and it's like, dude, our shit's been 99 cents for like 30 years. Like, what are you telling us?
But you know what's bullshit is that that variety stores can actually change the prices of Arizonas. Like you actually can find the canned Arizonas that are usually 99 cents. Like they'll say it, but they can actually order the cans that don't say 99 cents, can charge you like $1.50 or $1 whatever. That's bullshit. That's why you don't buy them from those places.
No, fuck those motherfuckers. That's tampering.
If I'm buying a can of Arizona lemon tea, which is the best, and then it's peach tea for me, it better be 99 cents.
Or if it's like 2 for $1.50, that's better.
Oh,
like you lower the price. That's
fine. My go-to to like Cumberland Farm. Well, no, Cumberland Farms would always fucking overcharge for Arizona iced teas. But anytime I go to like a little hole in the wall like variety store, they would have the Arizona iced teas. I'd buy like 2 of those, and then I'd buy a 2-pack. I'd buy 2 packs of the Lay's Ranch sunflower seeds that were like 50 cents a package.
Where's that through?
See, even Walgreens has them for 99 cents.
But 4 for $3.
But we used to have them 2 for $1, and I haven't seen that in
I don't think that's gonna
years.
Happen. Yeah, but it's commendable that they still. It's like Costco's $1.50 hot dog.
That's the one thing that prices never went up on.
Yeah, he's like the CEO. Apparently, it's like you can't change the $1.50 hot dog. It's $1.50.
It's been like that for too long.
Fucking take it in the ass for the hot dog. I mean, you could take that comment how you like, take it in the ass of the hot dog and charge $1.50.
But there comes a point. I get that people want to make more money, and so they raise the prices of popular things.
Or they just fire everybody. It's fine.
But when you have something that people love and they spend the money on, you're gonna, in the end, make more money keeping it at a lower price than raising the price every so often.
Yes.
Because you're going to start selling less and less.
Yes.
Unless you're Apple.
All you.
So
Apple doesn't care.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yes.
What?
Billy.
I'm so sorry, Billy.
That's great.
That was great.
Okay, I haven't talked to you guys in a while, but as soon as I log in, I hear Dan say, "I'll take it." So what has changed about this show in my absence?
Nothing.
Apparently nothing, because this still happened.
There's still many suggestive takings. You know,
we are still the same show,
as lowbrow as ever. At least I am. How's it going, Billy?
I get to use my lowbrow comments at work, and it's great. I don't have to worry about offending anybody. We were talking about testicles being cherries.
About what?
When I was talking to you yesterday about testicles being cherries.
Cherries.
Billy, how the hell are you, man?
I was like, peach fuzz?
No, because I told the guy.
Billy's been a busy man. He's out there making movies, becoming a big star.
Is he? What's Billy doing? I don't know. I'm sorry.
He's an actor.
What's he do? Billy.
He acts. Apparently.
He acts in movies. He's got a lot. He's got a lot of movies that he's working on right now. And
nice.
Hopefully down the road, once they get released, we're gonna be bringing them on and talking about some of them, and even getting them on to talk about just a movie. It doesn't even have to be a movie he's in, but we're gonna Billy. But he's very busy, so it's been and with us getting the show back on and him being as busy as he is, it's been hard to work into something, because we're gonna try to get him on to talk about some of the stuff that he's doing, or when something releases. So we are gonna be doing that, Billy.
If you ever need any,
don't think I forgot. It's just things have been hectic. So
if you ever need any extras, I'm great at standing still and doing nothing.
Hell yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing you guys talk about that. That's not gonna happen. Absolutely not.
I mean, if you want me to. I'm not, but I
mean, we're always honest on the show. We're always honest on the show, but
I won't bullshit.
We're not gonna say it.
I won't fluff your nuts. I'll fluff mine, but not anybody else.
Just as long as they don't turn green.
God, I hope they don't turn green. This makes me think of like unripe tomatoes. Fried green tomatoes.
Oh, you're a little bit bigger than cherries, then.
That's a problem. Yeah, had a condition. Parker, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you guys. We're
talking about nuts.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't know if I think when we did our live stream last month, we hadn't hit this mark, but at this point, we are at 25,500 downloads on the show right now. So that's pretty fucking awesome. The fact that we've hit that number we're going to be hitting 3 years on the show this month, which is also a wild thing to think about. Damn. That's a number that just blows my mind. Like, I know there are podcasts out there that are doing double that, or whatever in the time that we've been doing it, but there's no way I started this thinking that we were going to get to that number at all. Like, it's crazy to think about. I'm proud of what we're doing here. This isn't a show where we're super focused and like have like an agenda and everything is nice and smooth. No, we just come in here like fucking rabid animals, and we talk about movies in the most ridiculous ways possible. And people ask to come on the show, or we ask people to come on the show, and they say yes, and then we're like, why? Oh boy.
Are you sure?
Have you listened to the show? But no, we've had some amazing guests on the show. And just this past month, the fact that Dustin from the Flicks and Friends podcast keeps coming back. He's been on so many times, hanging out with us on episodes, on live streams. It's been, Dustin's the man. And the Flicks and Friends podcast is one of my favorite podcasts out there. Those guys are hilarious. We got another member of the podcast who is going to be in one of the episodes in March. It'll be next week's episode. We got Paul coming on to talk about we already recorded the episode, but the episode next week will be The Great Mouse Detective with Paul from the Flicks and Friends podcast. It's a lot of fun.
We're gonna have to find something that Sean likes.
Yeah, we gotta get Sean on at some point. I
was gonna say we don't have anything.
I'm sure. Just kidding.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you. We appreciate it. You have been an integral part of that. So thank you for all the support you've shown the show. So yeah, we have the Little Shop of Horrors was our intro to the month of 1986. Next week we have The Great Mouse Detective with Paul from the Flicks and Friends podcast. Then we have our St. Patrick's Day episode with our good friend, the official Joey C, where we talk about Leprechaun 2. Did we like Leprechaun 2? You'll have to wait and find out, because it's a good one.
It's something.
And then we finish off the month. Well, not technically. Our last episode of the month of 1986 will be with our friend Darren Lundberg, where we talked about Big Trouble in Little China. Jesus, I almost fucked up the title for that. And that is a long one, because anytime we have Darren from NostalgiaCast on the podcast, the episodes go pretty fucking long. And you know what? But it's never a dull moment. It's a lot of fun. No. He brings a lot of info and insight that we don't normally do on the show, but I will never tell a guest who brings that type of information that they can't share it, because it's a lot of fun to kind of get somebody's full perspective, or just getting behind the scenes information that I wasn't looking up, because to be honest, that's just not really what we do. I'd like to throw stuff here and there in the beginning of the episode or while we're talking about it, but we don't go that deep when we're, even though we are called Dissect That Film, I feel like people probably are looking at it that way. But that's just not the show. Like we the way that I like to describe our show, because I always have a hard time pitching our show to, if like I guest on another podcast, the end of the episode, it's like, hey, what's your podcast? What do you do? And I'm like, we dissect movies, we dissect films. Like that's pretty much what we do. But it's like, it's take couch conversations that like people are having, like when Dan and Angela are watching a movie and they're having a conversation just with each other, or I'm watching a movie with my wife or my brother or somebody and we're having that. That's what this show is. It's taking those conversations and just putting them on the internet.
Pretty much. It's friends BSing about movies, man.
Exactly. And the reason we're called Dissect That Film is because that was the name I put on Twitter, and it stuck.
Sounds good.
There you go. And it sounded great. So can't change it now.
Go with it.
I want to say this, though. One more thing. I do want to say, speaking of, because we talked about it for 85, I want to talk about it for 86 for a second. I do want to thank everybody on Patreon for voting, but I also want to not thank you for picking the wrong fucking movie. Like, it was spelled out plain as day, the one you were supposed to fucking pick. I don't know how I could have done any more. No, it was fine. It was great. You'll see when we get to it. But there was a different one on the list that was the clear indicator.
That was an issue, not an ishme.
No.
Don't
give me. All I know is that Darren was very happy with the movie that was picked.
You had plenty of movies to choose from that could have got you one you wanted.
I know I could have. You just have to listen to the episode. Just have to listen to the episode. I'm not going to get into it here.
Just saying.
Yes.
So, what's some of your favorite martial arts movies you guys want to talk about on Dissect That Film? That's tough because, like, I feel like I haven't watched that much in my life. Like, it's like a genre that was like never something I was super interested in. So I don't think I watched a lot.
Oh, hell yeah.
Some of the Chuck Norris movies, if you classify some of those as martial arts, because he does know martial arts.
Oh yeah.
Silent Rage and
hang on.
There's another one I really like to talk about. I can't think of the name of it. Even the Seagal, some of the Seagal movies.
Okay, if we're gonna count Seagal, I grew up watching the shit out of Seagal. So like, Hard to Kill, Out for Justice, Under Siege, the two Under Siege movies. Like as much as Steven Seagal is a piece of human garbage,
he is.
His movies are so much fun to watch, even though he is a horrible actor. His early stuff, late 80s, 90s, fucking so much fun. What were you saying?
Bloodsport.
What?
Bloodsport.
Yeah,
Bloodsport. Yeah.
I watched that so many times. I knew I was not supposed to watch that, but that was definitely one of those that I'm like, as soon as I see it.
Van Damme was fucking higher than I
From Hell.
That entire fucking.
The Guide. Everybody that knows The Guide.
The TV Guide.
The TV Guide.
Channel 2.
You see it. I'm like, woo.
Oh my God, it's Gabby!
Hey.
Hi, Gabby! Much love, Gabby.
Yes.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Our good friend Gabby from the podcast In the Woods. Amazing podcast. Amazing hosts of that podcast, Boomer and Gabby. They just released an amazing episode on Hellraiser 2. I can't remember what your guest name was. But yes, it's fantastic, and you should check out Podcast in the Woods. And you should check out our episode with them on when we went on Podcast in the Woods, and we talked about a movie that Gabby really liked.
I miss y'all more.
Both of you. She really does.
Yeah, Seagal's a horrible person, but at least he made some good movies. I agree. He's one of those guys. Yeah, he's a human piece of garbage, but his movies were a lot of fun.
Or Enter the Dragon.
Hi, Booms.
Hello, Boomer. Yeah, you and your boyish face.
It's gonna be, my face is gonna look fucking ridiculous once I get rid of this beard.
You're gonna be 12 again.
Yeah. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking about martial arts movies. So Yeah, I mean, I guess you could look at like Bruce. I grew up watching Bruce Lee movies. I mean, like Enter the Dragon was probably the one. I mean, that's the most famous of his.
Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
From Hell, like I talked about, Silent Rage, The Hero and the Terror.
Which one is From Hell?
That is a slightly newer, like I think it's like late 90s, early 2000s Van Damme movie, but it's like him and his wife are in Russia, and she ends up getting killed by somebody. He's framed for it, but he doesn't know martial arts. He's not like a martial art dude. He gets thrown in Russian prison, and he has to like kind of survive and like learn that shit. It's a good movie. It's a pretty good movie. The one with Jet Li.
Jet Li is
fucking
amazing.
Awesome movie.
A podcast that I listen to a lot, it's called Dewey Pod Monster. Great podcast. Great guys over there. They did a whole month, and I think they did a ninja month. I think that's what they called it. Yeah. And they covered a bunch of like obscure like ninja movies, like Ninja 3 and American Ninja and stuff like that. And I was like, listen, these are movies that I probably would never watch, but it was so much fun to listen to them talk about it. And some of them were like super passionate about it. It was fantastic.
I want to see Ricky O.
It was a supervising producer of Dracula, Ian DeVog. I'm gonna not pronounce this last name correctly, DeVogler. But who cares? Talk about you. I wanted to shout out your show and your newest episode. And the funny thing is we followed each other on Twitter after you released your episode, and I think I had commented on it. I was very excited to listen to it, and then I checked out his Twitch stream for a little bit, and it was very interesting. Playing a lot of Resident Evil.
Hell yeah, baby! Which one?
I think he's been playing a few different ones. I think he's been playing the 4 remake, maybe.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, should be illegal.
Also, I can give you some recommendations, Parker, if you like. Absolutely. I mean, I got a massive list of movies I need to watch, and between the movies I got to watch for the show and then like movies I'm doing for another show that I do, I have so many movies on my fucking list right now. But I am so down for recommendations, even if I won't be seeing them for quite a while.
Can I field Gabby's next comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Where she says, "Dan, you look like a baby," which is true. I look like a baby that somebody stretched his head stretched the head out, give a big ass nose, and like glued pubes to his face. Shit just usually gross and so ratty, man. But thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I'm just jesting about it. I don't want to be those people like, oh, don't say that's not true. Just take the fucking compliment. I'm taking the compliment. Thank you.
So Fiore said The One, which I think I've seen that movie a long time ago.
Papa Roach does some of the music. It's fucking wonderful, dude.
Dan and Angela, a good choice is Jet Li being one of my fave stars till this day. I mean, if you want to, the third Mummy movie had some martial arts going on in it. That's not the best example, but
just let me die there, right.
Jet Li's in it. We love you too. Thank you for being here and supporting us. Podcast in the Woods, one of our faves here on Dissect That Film.
There's such a good time having on here.
They've been on the show a couple times. We got to talk about Predator and Hell House LLC. So we got a couple. If you want to listen to us talk with the wonderful Boomer and Gabby from Podcast in the Woods, go check out those episodes and then go over and listen to their show because it's wonderful.
Yeah, I will say that
me want to watch
episode we did with them, not to be I'm like trying to pick favorites here because we like all of our guests. It's like your kids, right? But that's one of my favorite episodes. Was Predator we did. It was fucking phenomenal.
It was so much fun. I have some there are clips that I want to repost because they're just so good.
Yes. I want to have the one I can't remember the big guy. I can't think of where he's sucking on the vine. Yeah, baby. Lusty.
Oh. Is it Billy?
Wow.
Billy sucking on the vine.
Yeah. From Romeo Must Die, Kiss of the Dragon, Unleashed, War, Jet Li does not disappoint. Jet Li, no. He was also in Lethal Weapon 4. He was the villain in that, and that was awesome. The Lethal Weapon series is great.
Wasn't he in Mulan?
The live action one? Yeah, he was the Emperor.
That's right.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. Oh my God, glued pubes? I can't. Wait, did Dan say that? Did I miss that?
Yeah, I said it was.
Is that what you have? Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to grow real ratty. It's actually filled in. It only took me till like
I couldn't grow a beard like this until I was in my 20s. So I could not grow a beard like this when I was in high school.
It's okay. It's gonna get all shaved off tomorrow.
Whenever you want us to come back on, you let us know. We will be there.
We'll be there reluctantly, kicking and screaming.
Listen, I will be there every time.
Yes.
Angela wants to come back. Holler at her.
I love Gabby.
I heard there was supposed to be a Gabby Angela episode of Podcast in the Woods. I'm waiting on that.
It got shelved.
It got
Angela
lost.
got way too drunk. It was nuts.
Oh boy. She got real deep, huh?
That's a jab at Boomer.
There you go.
There. Just saying.
This may have been too much. It's not getting to me, but my stomach's starting to like.
To be honest, Angela first. Hey, if you want Angela just to be on, go for it. I can't
Please. Holler at her. No way.
Listen, Gabby has all the hard questions. I had to think real hard sometimes.
Boomer's too busy being handsome. He gets distracted by it. He's like, what was it?
He has to keep that face.
He's like
shaven.
narcissist. He's just like
He's like, wait a minute, I gotta shave first.
Booms is in charge of it. Oh yeah, he's the producer for that episode.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're waiting. I'll be waiting for it.
Hey, he's the one that's like, hey, I'm gonna leave y'all to it, and he jetted. All you could see was an empty chair. It was
just
great.
Fades. Hey, I will say, just want to throw this out there for everybody listening right now. Make sure you stick around to the end of the episode because we are spinning for the next.
Oh,
episode.
right, yeah. Something
to
be honest, completely forgot we had to do.
I'm not rushing. I'm just saying that's happening at the end.
We might as well talk about Patreon because I think March is the month that we're going to actually get some extra stuff out for our $5 patrons. Right now, we've pretty much just been giving you guys our Monster Zone episode, which I hope you guys, for everyone who is a patron at the $5 tier, you've been enjoying them. If it's one of those things where I'm kind of looking at things like, maybe changing things up, and we want to make sure that we're giving you like enough content for what you're giving us money for, because it's hard trying, like, I feel like I'm not doing enough, but then people are like, it's fine. It's like, but you're giving us your money. I want to make sure you're getting stuff you want to watch. And so, right now it's just the Monster Zone, which we've been having a lot of fun with. Last month's episode was I'm gonna say it was a shit show, but in a good way, because the movie we covered was utter garbage, but it was fun to talk about for a half an hour.
Yeah, she had wang danglers on her head.
Yeah. March, I would love to get you guys our first commentary track. We've been talking about doing commentary tracks or watch-alongs. It's kind of one of those things where it's going to be, what would be easier for us to do, because it's more of trying to figure out what's easy for us. Like, because a lot of people, when they do commentary tracks, are able to do it kind of in the same room. They're all together. Like, we have to do it kind of this way. So we're going to figure it out, and we're going to try to get something out there and get you guys a little bit more at that $5 tier. The $1 tier patrons, you guys, I'm really sorry about not getting episodes out as early as I want them to. I was sick last week. I wasn't doing jack shit. The Black Cauldron episode came out a day late, which was something I never do, but there was no way in hell I was sitting in front of a computer to edit an episode and doing anything. I was barely functioning. You could ask my wife. I was like I was like the Blob sitting on my couch for like 3 or 4 days just doing nothing. So it was a rough one.
We asked you how you were doing, and you're like, I'm dying.
Yeah, it was bad. It's like the worst I think it was like the worst I've been sick in like years. Like it was bad. So like things were all thrown out of whack. I couldn't work on anything because I didn't want to. And so I'm kind of back on track, but it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I'm going to start editing an episode and try to have it released on a Tuesday for Patreon. And then fucking life happens. And then I don't get it released until like I released the Little Shop of Horrors episode on Thursday. It was a day before the release. So I'm hoping maybe some people I know that some people did listen to it the day before, but it's one of those things where life kind of gets in the way of me getting certain things done when I want them to. So you need to submit your doctor's note, please.
Yeah, he does. Don't but you put out a B-roll for the $1 tier, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you so they got some stuff. They got some extra content.
It was the Angry Dan rant.
What was I ranting about? I don't remember. I'll have to go back and listen to it.
Oh, you were talking about barbecue, and then I said that you were just the human epitome of Twitter.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. He just constantly has this going on in his head.
As soon as he's out of the shower, I'm putting him on the spot. Put Angela's episode out now.
Let the man put his dick up first, then you can.
Just make sure you tag the shit out of us, okay?
Hell yeah, I'll shoot the shit out of that.
So we're, it's. I really appreciate everybody who is subscribed on Patreon. I don't know how to, I guess, is that what you consider it? Subscribing on Patreon?
They're patrons.
Everybody who is a patron over on Patreon, and you guys have stuck around, even when there are times where nothing is getting released. I'm trying my best, and I appreciate everybody who is, doing, hanging out, especially, everybody who's given their money to us. Like, for you're like, why are you doing that? But we seriously, we thank you. Like, we just got a new patron a couple weeks ago. Corey Morissette subscribed at the $5 tier, so we got I got a new $5 patron. So
thank you.
Please, for any of our $5 patrons, let us know, what do you want to see us do? Like the Monster Zone show, is it what do you like about it? What would you like to see change, maybe? Because Patreon shows, we're so open to suggestions on things we could do to make it better. For us, I think it's really fun to just kind of sit. We're just literally sitting there and just talking about the movie instead of doing what we normally do on the core show. The core show will never be, it will always be free. But if you want to listen to it early, like I said, I try to release them early on Patreon to all the tiers that are there. We also have there's a 7-day trial on Patreon now where you can test out a tier for 7 days, see how you like it, and if you don't subscribe at the end of the trial, or you can at the end of the trial. It's a whole thing. It's pretty cool. I wish that was a thing when I subscribed to most of the patrons that I'm part of, but you know what? I don't care. It's we seriously appreciate everybody. It's it was kind of a thing I created and put out there, and maybe somebody would subscribe to it, but the fact that we have what we have is pretty fucking awesome. So,
it's cool as hell that people are willing to do that. But I will say this, dude, listen, even if you're just curious the back catalog, is just do the trial and listen to all of our shit and go from there.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't hurt. At least you're checking it out. I'd rather people listen to it than not listen to it. I mean, the Monster Zone's kind of our thing, we kind of do. So, but it's fun. It's fun. I like it.
We got Johnny Browning in the chat. Hi, folks. Hope the month has been great. It has been a great month. We are super happy with how this month has been for the show. Just, like I said, I was sick last week, really sick last week. So that part of the month sucked. But for the show, it has been a nice return. Like I said, I mentioned a lot earlier in the show, we are halfway through 25,000 downloads on the show, which is just an astronomical number to me. It's wild.
It is pretty crazy. The one person that's clicked on that video 25,000 times. It's fucking nuts.
It's wild. Just one guy.
I'd say it's Johnny, but
person. Yeah,
he's too busy supporting everybody, so it couldn't be Johnny.
He does like me and falls asleep to it every night. It just plays for 8 hours.
Hey, you know what? It's still it's still a download.
Exactly.
Shit counts, bro.
I don't care how people are listening to it. They you're hitting that download button. Cool.
I want to know where people are listening to us. Actually, the people.
Do you want to? I can pull it up.
Not even where in the country, but where do they listen to podcasts? Do you listen to work? Do you listen on your commute? Do you listen when you're taking a shit? Right. Do you listen to it when you're in the club for some reason? Because I don't know how you would, because the music's probably loud. I'm just curious what you do.
Well, I can tell you where in the world people are downloading our show. So over in February, we had downloads. Of course, the US was number one. I feel like it is always that. We had our second most downloaded country was Namibia.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah. Then Germany at number 3. Canada. Canada's usually in the top 5.
That's not really a country, though. They're just like a loft apartment over a really great party. Just kidding. I stole that joke. It's not mine. Go ahead.
Austria, United Kingdom, Sweden, South Africa, Ethiopia, Australia, Belgium, France, Iran, Russia. I shouldn't laugh. I mean, there's
nothing wrong with the people of Russia.
No.
But it's surprising.
Your guff just
sucks.
Yeah, not too different.
Philippines. Yeah, I know, right? Philippines, India, Brazil, and Algeria. That were all the countries that downloaded an episode last month. So that's pretty awesome.
Here's my goal, and I mean this is by no means offensive to this group of this country or its people. This is based entirely on a stereotype, but I want one of our episodes to be played in the background of a Filipino whorehouse. That's what I want to happen.
I don't think you can look that up.
Okay.
I don't want to look it up. I just want it to happen. Like, it doesn't need to be like, dude, I heard it when I was at a Filipino. I don't want none of that. I just want it to happen.
Thank you, Gabby. We appreciate you. It still blows my mind every time I see like us hitting a milestone like that. Like 25,000 was definitely when I started the show 3 years ago. There was no way I was expecting even like hitting our first 100 downloads was like what the fuck, and then like you go from like you get like 100 downloads in the span of like 2 months to getting 100 downloads in a single episode. You're like, how is this even happening? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, please tell me why. But also keep listening to the show, please. On the lawnmower, I do that. I listen to podcasts while I do chores around the house. I'll probably listen to a lot of podcasts tomorrow while I am setting up my new room. I listen to podcasts at work. That's about it. I also try to change it up where I'll listen to like a few podcasts, and I like to listen to music for a little bit to kind of change it up, because sometimes when you're listening to podcasts, especially most of the podcasts I listen to are movie podcasts, and sometimes it gets a little overwhelming where I'm always like, okay, I need to separate from movies for a minute and just listen to like, I'll fucking listen to an entire like Breaking Benjamin album. I'm like, fucking let's go.
I do the same thing. I'll listen to a lot of Magic stuff because I like playing Magic, obviously. Yeah. So I'll listen to Magic, and then I'll jump over and I'll listen to like Remember the Game Simpsons podcast or like their video game podcast. And I'll just kind of like jump around, just because you said after a while, like I just need something different in my ear holes.
Well, I hopefully got Remember the Game a new listener, because he posted that he was doing an episode on Beautiful Joe.
Yes.
Which was a game that was mentioned on an episode of Give Me Back My Horror / action movies. And so as soon as I saw that post, I literally quote retweeted that and said, here you go.
It suddenly got fucking manly.
Holy shit. The manliest man I know. Official Joey C in the house.
Your beard's looking thicker, dude. I think mine's coming in. Like, just like suddenly.
I know. It's just like, imagine. Just like,
the man, the myth, the
legend.
Yep, that's true. Go ahead. You got Johnny's thing here.
I listen while I sleep. Now, that's for older episodes. Yeah, no, that's like I said, I don't care how people listen to episodes. As long as you listen, that's cool. If it's new, I listen while walking my dog. Anything else, Dan? Like my date of birth or social security number?
I want some more of the food you fucking make. That's what I want, Johnny. That's great.
I told him he either has to invite me over for dinner or stop posting about.
It has happened, and I played it on my phone while I was there.
Listen, thank you, Billy, for taking. It's the whorehouse. Billy, thank you for taking that shot, and thank you to the lady that probably, or whomever, who inevitably took that shot too. So thank you.
You are here, Joey, and we love that you are, man. We have another first timer here. We have Tangents of Horror. Wave to Tangents of Horror. What's going on, guys? Another fantastic podcast that I listen to. You should definitely check them out. It's a show that is very similar in tone to what we do here, but they're a little bit better. Like when it comes to like their conversation, where we're all over the fucking place. Like, I mean, we're okay. We're okay, guys. I feel like I trash our show too much.
I just talked about whorehouses.
Mostly when I trash our show, it's me. I'm not or Dan. I'd never point my finger at Angela. She's never the problem.
She's the 10th.
Even if she says six words the entire episode, it's never Angela.
So I can start talking about testicles and
yeah, but you're like you just got such a positive aura. Like,
put Joey on the live right now. All right, Joey. I mean, we're not gonna be doing this much longer, but if Joey wants to hop in,
get your ass in here
with Grimace, please.
Oh hell yeah!
I want him to kickflip over Grimace.
No, I just need Grimace to be in the chair.
Even if you can't, Joey, I'm sending you the link.
We're just putting him on the spot like immediately. Did you see the tweet I made the other day, Parker?
No, I might have. I don't remember.
I was just like, I literally was sitting in my car and in the car, and Angela could tell you, and I'm just sitting here missing Joey's manliness.
He told me it before he posted it.
I literally told her in the car. I was just sitting here. I was like, man, he's manly. I wish I was missing Joey's manliness.
All right, Joey, if you are still here, I just sent you the link to the live stream. Please. He was on Hack the Movies live stream yesterday, which is something that I can go on, but I am literally never available anytime he does his lives, which kind of sucks. But to be honest, most of the time I haven't seen like anything he covers, so it's probably
I don't care. If he can go on their live, he can come on ours. Just saying.
I know I sent him the thing. If he accepts it, he accepts it. If not, then it's okay.
Do it.
Hell yeah. Hello. Doing good. Just having a chill Friday night after work. Well, we appreciate you being here because you're awesome.
I feel that.
So thank you.
I'm just curious because we got everybody. Is anybody else like drinking anything tonight? Doesn't have to be alcohol. Like, what do you guys drink?
Mine's.
She's out.
I'm done.
I am just drinking this Arizona green tea because I have not drank alcohol in going on 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks on Sunday. It's not a permanent thing. Like, I'm not like quitting drinking for good. It's just I'm seeing like how I feel when I don't drink. I don't drink all the time. Usually it's the weekends I drink pretty heavily, but I felt like I'd give it a little break, see how it goes. And then once summer comes around, that's when I'll probably pick it back.
I work at a distillery, so
it's like hard not to, right?
I have a full fridge of alcohol.
The wife hooked me up with Snickerdoodle moonshine.
Oh, is that from your distillery?
Maybe.
Oh, that's good. I wish you could send me something from it. I would definitely drink it.
I
wish it wasn't such a pain in the ass to do that. I know. I wish we weren't fucking like 12 hours away from each other. Or however far we are.
It's
one day, guys, there will be one day, guys. Holy shit, there he is.
He's all bundled.
Hi.
Well, big gulps, huh? Well, see you later. Look at us.
Look at us.
We're doing this.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Where'd you just come from? You're so like you dress so warmly. Like, is it cold as shit?
I swear to God, I'm not lying.
Outside.
I was elbow deep in my my diamond mine in Minecraft, and I was feeling a little chilly down there. So
yeah.
Okay. I had to bundle up, and my potatoes are growing as we speak.
I was gonna ask about the potatoes.
The potatoes are good, man. Listen. As an Italian, I really know the potatoes.
I love potatoes. I told him yesterday, I said, I want to start making recipes and making them with potatoes instead of like rice or pasta. Like,
God, that sounds so good.
I want to put that in there.
Just ship me some.
Absolutely.
I know, Angela, you got to ship things to everybody. Okay?
I love potatoes.
Just like deep freeze
potatoes.
Yes, I sent him that too.
She literally just sent me that gift yesterday.
Johnny, thank you so much, man. I try to make it worth it for people, but I appreciate you saying that.
We're gonna start a campaign here for patreon.com/dissect that film. Okay, if you want to be manly and you want to be cool, go to patreon.com/dissect that film. It's only $1. It's only $1. Okay, and you get a lot of fun stuff with it. All right, folks? Good Lord. I know, I'm manly. I have my mother's vest on as we speak. God damn. I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engines.
You know how many times I've heard that?
I love it.
I was quoting
Good
that in
Lord.
my head with you.
All right, I'm going back to my potato farm.
Thank you, brother.
Yes.
Take care, my man.
Well, big gulps, huh?
Yes.
See you later.
Grow them potatoes.
Oh man, we love
God,
Joey
we
C
got
here. Oh
scream
my
bombed
god,
by Joey. That's
what a
fantastic.
fucking that dude he's the best. Oh man, Johnny saying I drank G Fuel Sour Demonade. I am afraid to drink G Fuel now. Like I feel like it's probably the Doom one. I'm guessing Johnny will probably correct me, but I'm just guessing.
What flavor is that? You'll have to elaborate, and don't just say demon flavor.
I've just
That's
been
not-
drinking Sour
Probably some
Patch.
sort of like red lemonade or
Ghost.
something like that, or something.
Could be.
Yeah,
That could be good.
I'm just guessing.
I've just been drinking the Sour Patch
Bootlegging.
Ghost.
So yeah, I mean, Joey C is always welcome on this show. Joey C he's just a fucking riot.
Fucking wonderful,
and
dude.
What
He
a
needs
great
to
dude.
grow potatoes.
He's got to grow his potatoes, which is way more important than hanging out with us. Which I'm saying that in all seriousness here. I'm not trying to. Wordboard, no, fucking potatoes.
Potatoes, yes.
Oh man, see how it feels when I'm not drinking all the time. To be honest, it's one of those things where like I wasn't somebody who was drinking like every day. Like there would be times where, you know, if I had a rough day at work, you come home, I'd have a beer or something, or I'd have like one beer and it's a Miller Lite. Like it's not gonna do shit to me. But once during football season, when it got to like Sunday, I was drinking a lot of beer, and I would also be drinking beer on the podcast, which, you know, maybe that's why I haven't been so lively on some of the episodes. Maybe because I just need a little bit of sauce in me to wake my ass up or something. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Maybe.
We're gonna be watching it. Tangents of Horror. We're gonna be watching the trailer for The Strangers Part 1 very soon. So it's actually gonna be very soon because we're not gonna be going too long tonight because Angela's exhausted. I'm exhausted. Dan probably is too. I mean, we're all tired here.
I could stand to rub one out. It's fine.
I'm gonna go get more drink before we.
All right, go do that.
I'm gonna be playing with my cousins and stuff tonight. I don't know what we're playing, but something.
Yeah,
I've been playing actually a lot of Helldivers, so.
I'm waiting for Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Comes out June 4th. Yeah.
Dude, it's close. It's close.
I know. We're in March already. Jesus.
I hope it's a little more impressive than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Though I didn't think it was bad.
People really like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game.
I don't think it was bad. I just hope it just grabs me more.
See, I knew it. It was a Doom Eternal sour lemonade. So I was pretty much right. I said like a lemonade. Is it red? I'm guessing it's red because it's a demonade.
What if it's brown because it's like imps?
Ooh,
that'd be so weird. Chocolate lemonade.
That's disgusting.
It's just you-hoo.
No, I like.
Oh no, that's nasty, dude.
I like what G Fuel has to offer.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they have.
But
so
the price for it, I'm like, I'm cheap.
Yeah, that's the same with me. That's why I don't really drink much energy drinks anymore, because for one, they don't do much for me. Like coffee does enough, and it doesn't really do much for me either. But I would rather, and I get it for free at work. So I get it for free at work, or I can buy a bag of coffee at home where it costs me a fraction of the cost of buying a tub of G Fuel. Not judging anybody who drinks G Fuel or buys G Fuel, because I know Johnny is a big advocate of G Fuel, and I know we have I know a couple other people who are big fans of G Fuel. It's just like I would get it if it didn't cost so much, because it does. It's a pricey product. I mean,
I don't care what you spend your money on.
No, I don't give a shit. That's your money. I don't give a fuck.
I spent it on cardboard rectangles.
This one, I'm like, what did you buy today?
I mean, I'm back to buying.
Up on my phone.
I'm back to buying more movies. I'm back to buying more physical media, because
we'll get more drink.
Yeah,
it's scary. It's a scary world out there, and you never know like when you're not gonna be able to watch something anymore. And I need it.
That ain't no shit.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, if you guys want to go get your drink, I can happily talk to chat while you guys go do what you gotta do.
I saw that Chrysantosaurus.
I didn't show Parker. Oh, I forgot. I moved them.
The fuck is that? Is that a dinosaur croissant? That's awesome.
Croissantosaurus.
It's one of those. What's wrong, honey? You have barely touched your Croissantosaurus. I love those.
It's one of those that I follow so many food Facebook pages.
I want to say something about Billy's. This is my prediction. Billy's going to be in one of the upcoming Stranger movies.
Oh,
Strangers.
please do.
Yep, it's going to happen. The producer sent him a trailer. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. He's like, dude, check this shit out. We need you or 2 or 3. You're going to be
Angel,
our
who's on your shirt?
role.
Is that a Krampus shirt? Oh, it's your Krampus shirt.
I need a Mega Man hoodie.
I just saw, so the company Tapes from the Crypt, the company that I got my Anaconda and my Godzilla 98 shirt from.
Yeah.
They're coming out with Goosebumps attire.
Ooh, there you go.
And there's a fucking amazing hoodie. It's got it says Goosebumps in like a bright green. And it's got like, I think it's got like a green sleeves.
Yeah.
It's like $58, and I am probably gonna snag it because it's probably one of the coolest hoodies I've seen.
That's pretty cool. You have to
And I like hoodies. So, oh yeah,
I need a new one. I need one more. I'm excited to watch that trailer too. And yes, Johnny. No, you got to keep that stream going. Keep that Mega Man. I got to catch one. I'm terrible at catching people's streams. Atrocious.
I never drank G Fuel. I'm more into Mountain Dew. Sorry, I can't do Mountain Dew anymore. If I drank a Mountain Dew right now, I'd probably throw up. And I drank Mountain Dew like it was water when I was in high school.
Me too. I think it was what broke me, honestly.
I remember, I think it was like last year or 2 years ago. I was gonna have lunch at work and I needed a drink, so I went down to the vending machine and got a can of Mountain Dew, and I got halfway through the can and I was just like, what the fuck is this, man? Why am I feeling like this? Like, it is like a punch in the fucking face.
Oh, here's my favorite. Oh, no, go ahead. Sorry, you go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Oh, I'm just going to read Johnny's comment. I am very cheap to fuel myself. I will spend the cash on coffee over energy drinks anymore myself. I mean, to be honest, I feel it's probably cheaper to buy a tub of G Fuel than it is to buy like a 12-pack of an energy drink in a can. I mean, when I was doing Rays, which the thing is like I never disliked Rays. I actually really liked their product. I think their product was really good. The problem was it was like $30 for a 12-pack. And I would drink one a day. So $30 for 12 days, it just didn't, it wasn't worth it. And I had a discount too, but it just wasn't something that was worth it. You know, it was just something that kind of was like, oh, cool, I have a affiliation for when I'm streaming. It's cool. But I just couldn't keep up with all the shit they were doing. And like people were just going way too hard on it, or like, you know, trying to get into the company or whatever. And it's like, I'm not about it. So I walked away.
Don't blame you.
I mean, if to be honest, if I went to a store and I saw a Rays, I'd probably buy it and try it. It's not like I don't like their product. I just wasn't a fan of like everything else involved with it.
I don't know if I've ever seen one in stores. Now that I think about it,
the only place I knew that they sold it back when I was dealing with them was GNC.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And I know that they were trying to go into more stores. I know like they used to send out newsletters like, you know, these are the stores that we're in now, but it was all like stuff from in the South or in the West, you know, in like the Midwest where it was nowhere near me. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm just going to keep ordering them through the site. But yeah, it was like 29 something for a 12-pack, but then you would have to spend $10 for shipping. So you're spending $40 for a 12-pack of cans. It's like, it just was not worth it.
Nah, to hell with that.
We love Goosebumps here. I love the show. To be honest, I would love to go. I think if I were to do a side show on a TV series, because that's something I've kind of had in my head. I really want to do a Friends show. Like I'd love to find somebody who's like as hardcore of a Friends fan as I am, and go through that entire show, because I don't care. People can judge me for whatever, but I love Friends. And so but Goosebumps is another show I would love to go through and do a episode, like maybe like once a month we talk about an episode of Goosebumps and have like a Goosebumps show. I think that'd be a lot of fun. By the way, thanks Parker for not being like Tony from Hack the Movie, who hates everything and he's so dramatic. Love the guy though. I'm such a troll in his live episodes. Listen, Tony's just, Tony's being Tony, and you can like it. You don't have to like it. There are things, I like and don't like, but he's doing what he's doing and he's succeeding at the things he's doing. So. Yes. That more power to him. I'm not gonna come out here and be like, yeah, fuck what Tony does. Fuck that. Like, that's not what I'm gonna do here. I'm a patron of Hack the Movies. I enjoy Hack the Movies. I enjoy, I think Tony runs an amazing podcast over there. He really brings a lot of insight to movies and a lot of comedy to his podcast. He's a funny guy. There's just certain aspects that maybe I don't agree with that he does, and that's okay. But it doesn't mean I dislike the guy. I mean, he's been on our show, and we're hopefully going to be having him back on the next couple of weeks. So it's one of those things. It's like, you don't have to agree with everything he does, but I like Tony. No,
you have to. In this day and age, you fucking have to.
I know, right?
You can't have a differing opinion. You either like somebody and agree with everything, or hate them and disagree with them about everything. Just how the world works.
I mean, I wouldn't be a patron of his show. I wouldn't. Talk to him. I wouldn't be in his Discord. I wouldn't be trying to get him back on the show if I was like, oh fuck, this fucking guy.
You're just trying to bring him down from the inside. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm like the fucking was a Yellow Jacket from Ant-Man, where just like just fucking folds it up inside of himself.
yeah, exactly.
That was me. Oh shit. Okay, well let me pull up YouTube. Pull up this trailer. So we can watch this.
I'm ready.
Dead Meat's newest kill count is on Five Nights at Freddy's, by the way.
Oh, I'll have to go check that out.
So I haven't watched it yet. Usually I'm right on top of it when he releases it, but I was busy today, so I didn't.
I'm sure Victor's fucking up there watching without us.
No, he's not, but he's probably already watched it. Probably in his room.
What was he doing?
He's in his room.
Oh, I thought he was playing Helldivers, that coward.
No, he's talking to his
Exactly, Fiore,
girlfriend.
exactly.
He's too afraid to defend democracy.
No, he's talking to his girlfriend.
All right.
Girls are so gross, dude.
Shh, quiet. Stop this music real quick. And I think, do I present? Is that what I do? Oh yeah, share screen.
Present the plumage.
Present. All right.
Oh, okay.
Here we are. All right, so we are going to be watching the trailer for The Strangers Chapter 1. So
Billy's future franchise. We got it.
Here we go.
Billy.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, we can't hear anything.
No.
No.
Okay. Well, I guess I got to restart it, guys. So I have to figure out why you guys can't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought if I share my screen, I thought it would.
I thought it would too.
I thought you would be able to hear it.
I wonder if it's because it's through YouTube. We can sync it up and just watch it on our end too. If not.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be.
I figured it's probably like a YouTube, like, you can't share this because it's blah, blah, blah thing.
All right. Well, if you want, pull it up on your screen, and then we'll start at the same time.
Go ahead, dear.
Can. Trying
to
not drop my phone in the floor. The only thing I'm wondering is, are you recording this too?
I'm streaming. I'm not recording. Well, it always records.
Because is it going to hear us?
Probably.
Is it going to hear you?
Hear us record, or is it going to record
hearing
us
your
watching this?
Thing? No, if as long as it's going through your headphones, I don't think they're going to hear it.
Let's see. Oh shit!
We're gonna make this work, people. We're gonna make this work.
Okay.
All right. One. Are you guys up? Ready?
Yeah, she's almost there.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, shoot, I don't have.
I think I've cleaned this house before this happened.
But I like her.
Isn't she from Riverdale?
Yeah.
Hey, it's those kids. So, from what I've told, is it's supposed to be a prequel. Like this whole trilogy that they're doing. It's a prequel to the original.
Sorry.
She said the thing, guys. Oh, guys, there's going to be a shower scene. Holy shit!
It's going to be titties. Blurred.
Oh. The blood.
Don't get that on your sandwich. Oh, God. That was close.
Fudge.
Firewood for sale. So this will be before they had the third girl, right?
Okay.
Don't do it. No. They changed it up a little bit. Okay, we're gonna talk about this.
Hold on. We're a little bit behind you.
Just like half a second.
All right. Okay. We need to talk about it a little bit. Got some questions.
Okay. Okay.
Well, not really questions, but I have some things. Okay. Pros. It's more strangers, and are you guys still watching it?
It's done.
We were just a few seconds behind.
Oh.
I accidentally paused it.
Oh. It very much feels like the original, but it's kind of like the original mixed with the second one. I know we haven't talked about the second one or seen the second one, but I've seen clips and stuff on it, and it's more of like it's more action based in the second one. I just hate when they reuse lines from the an original movie, like the fact is like, why are you doing this to us? Because you're here. It's like it's not the exact same thing. The first one was just perfect. You know, the fact of her being like, why are you doing this to us? It's like, because you were home. Yeah. And it's such a great line and setup and stuff like that. And I think what made The Stranger so special is like it just felt grimy, like it just felt dark and depressing, where this is just too bright. It's too bright. Like, listen, and we're just talking. Yeah, which I get it. It's 2024. It's just how movies are filmed now, and it's a trailer, so I'm not going to go too hard on it. I'm still excited for this movie because it's more of The Strangers. It's a prequel to the original because, of course, it said like this is how the Strangers became the Strangers. It's cool. I'm a sucker for prequels. I'm always a sucker for like, how did this person become this? Where I know a lot of people are like, I don't fucking care. That's fine. I'm a sucker for it. I mean, it's probably just going to be more of a action-packed version of the original. Very similar tone in a way. It's probably going to be way more violent than the first one. I know the second one really dove into the violence and the gore and stuff like that. Yeah, to be honest, I kind of want to cover the second one this year. I kind of want to throw it in somewhere down the road. Because I missed what was the release date? Did you guys see the release date for this? I completely missed it.
Angela's gonna look it
up. So maybe we can throw it in somewhere before the release of this movie. We can talk about Pray at Night, I think is the name of the second one.
I think you're right. That sounds correct.
Fiore, sorry, I missed your comment here. If you guys were in charge of making this movie, how would you do it?
More like the original.
I definitely would have it in the same tone as the original. I would try to kind of hide the characters more. I think that was what made the first one so special, but I feel if you did that, it would probably just be more people complaining that it's too much like the original. Like it's just a carbon copy. Like looking at this trailer, there's really not a lot of new things that looks like it's being added to the story. It just looks like more of the same, which can be a good thing if it's done right. And the fact that they're doing a trilogy already, like it's already in the works, like this is going to be 3 movies. It makes me nervous because it's like, okay, well, how is it going to set up? Is it just going to be the strangers going and torturing a couple, killing them, and then we move on to the next chapter, and it's just doing it over again and over again until I guess it leads us into the original? That's what makes me nervous. I really just wish they would just focus on one movie, and then if it succeeds, you move on to a sequel, and then so on and so forth, instead of being like, yep, it's gonna be a trilogy, guys.
Like the good old days.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that makes me nervous. It really does. I'm still gonna see this. I'm still gonna see it in theaters probably because I really like this. The original is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It's just so well done, and it was such a blast to talk about it when we did. Jesus, it's been 2.5 years ago now. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I want to know who the third person is because it's not Baby Doll or whatever.
It just says coming soon. It does not have a
release date.
Yeah, but like there's not the blonde haired.
So because of it being a prequel, I'm guessing it's the same characters. They're just in different, like they just look different. Like the mask might be a little bit because like you could tell like just the way that everything kind of happens. So like if it's a prequel, it's our 3 killers, but they're early in their stalking things because it seems like there's more action. Like you get the Jason Voorhees coming crash through the window grab. You get a lot of like especially the scene where he's got the shotgun or she's got the shotgun aimed at the I can't remember all their names, but pointed at her and she's like screaming and shit. And it's gonna be interesting to see how they do this.
Well, the one thing is though, in the original, if I remember correctly, the girl that was with the blonde haired killer, essentially, because she had the one mask, was new. This was one of her first things because they talk about that.
Okay.
So she was probably a replacement for one of these people.
Yeah, one of them probably dies in this trilogy.
But here's the thing: is what I think they should have done for Fiore. This should just not even be the same group of people. It should just be a different event involving similar people in another part of the country, unrelated. Don't connect them. Just have it be just a different group of people. Maybe they're all part of like a little thing, like a weird cult or some shit, but not the same group, like entirely different. But whatever. They can do it.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah. Really, all you see is the doll and the baghead guy.
Well, you see the other one too, because there's 2 females in slightly different faces.
Yeah, but
well, you do. You see all 3 of them standing together.
Do you see what?
Right there. See
hair color?
No, you don't, because they're all black. But the one has a different colored mask. So, but they talk about that being one of her first ones. So it depends on how far before this takes. Unless this is just a reboot. This could just be a reboot.
Yeah, I mean, originally I think that was the idea. It was supposed to be a reboot, but then I was hearing as this trailer was about to come out, it says in the trailer how it's the strangers before they were the strangers. So like this clearly is a prequel to the original. Just based on that note. So yeah, it should be interesting. I'm excited but kind of nervous because I hope it's good, but also like how well is it going to do to the point where it's like, is it going to be justified to have 2 more movies? Like, do we really want 2 more, or is it going to be like, how well is it going to perform? It's one of those things where it's like, stop promising us more than 1 movie before your first movie comes out because it could just all fall apart. Billy has a comment. He said, you asked earlier about recommendations for Patreon. Maybe you could look at some independent films. That's an idea. That's an idea. Maybe we could get you involved in that, Billy. I would love for you to set. I mean, if you would love to send some recommendations on some independent films that you would like us to look at for Patreon, we'd be more than happy to maybe start doing that.
You've covered a couple though. You yourself have covered a couple.
Yeah, well, I did some interviews with. I did the interview with the writer of Spoonful of Sugar, which was an independent film that was on Shudder.
Yeah.
I interviewed a kid, literally an 18-year-old kid, Sid Cinematics, who did a short film on YouTube. That was an interesting look into that type of filmmaking. I mean, I love watching all sorts of films. Especially since starting this podcast, I have really dove into more movies that I had really not looked at before. Like, it was more mainstream. Now it's like I love looking at movies that I feel a lot of people aren't looking at, and I love listening to, like, I mentioned Movie Dumpster a lot, and it's not just because I mean their show is fantastic. They are one of the best podcasts out there. They're up for fucking podcast awards now. Like, they're up for awards, and like they're just amazing. And I think one of my favorite things about Movie Dumpster, other than the hosts, is the movies that they bring to the table, movies that I have never heard of, movies that I don't think I would have ever watched before listening to their show. And now I'm like, when they're like, oh, this is the movie we're covering, I'm like fucking trying to find it because I want to see it, because it's either going to be good bad, or it's going to be bad, or it's just going to be like, holy shit, this is insane. And I just watched the Ragdoll, which was the episode that they just put out. I actually watched the movie because it's a full moon movie. Like Puppet Masters, and it's kind of in the same vein as Puppet Master because it has a kind of a puppet in it. So that was a fun experience. But yeah, I would love to. I would love some recommendations, because it's one of those things where it's like, there's so many independent movies out there. I don't want to just pick something random. So if like anybody in the $5 tier wants to recommend some independent movies, maybe I'll put a post out on Patreon and be like, hey, we had a suggestion, and if you guys want, what would you guys like us to look at for Patreon? So I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Fiore said that's something Pacific Rim should have did instead of a sequel. Just make movies in that universe. Absolutely.
Yes. Fucking
absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, listen, the reason that movie got a sequel is because it did so well, and they were able to take characters and kind of expand that universe. The problem is, they did what they made a huge mistake, and that is kill off one of the best characters from the prior movie early in the second movie, and then we had to follow characters we really didn't give a shit about for the majority of that movie. Don't get me wrong.
Enjoyed it.
Pacific Rim 2, and I don't even remember what the fucking tagline is for that movie. Was it Uprising?
Uprising.
The kaiju Jaeger fights are actually cool. I actually enjoyed watching them. I think they're the best part of the movie. The problem is none of the human parts are interesting. Where in the first Pacific Rim, the human aspects are interesting. The kaijus look amazing, and the Jaeger fights are fucking amazing. Especially like Guillermo del Toro shot most of it. Well, I mean, most of it is CG, but dark, rainy, stormy. Like that is like the way that he was able to make that film is just so good. I mean, Guillermo del Toro is just a master of his craft. Able to do pretty much anything he wants. I mean, that movie solidified the fact that he should make a Godzilla movie. And Dan has stated it many times.
I want that to happen. Needs to.
Yeah, I agree.
The only problem is sometimes he doesn't connect the beginning to the end very well. But I enjoyed the second movie. He didn't. I loved it.
I just wasn't into it. Like
it's one of those movies where you watch and you go, oh, well, I watched it. Like that's about it for me. I was like, it had some good aspects to it, but it's just the story behind it just didn't really catch me. It was just like, I'm just gonna be on my phone until I see a cool fucking fight between the Jaegers and the kaiju.
But see, that's what you miss.
But even when the thing is even when the thing that the first movie captured is, regardless of what was happening, with the biggest, the baddest, the Jaegers, whatever, the kaiju, is they always made the fights seem life-threatening.
Yeah.
Like, the kaijus, regardless of the category, were not to be fucked with. Like, and like in the other movie, like, nobody died. Like, the new movie, like, pretty much nobody fucking died in Uprising. And they just walked through everybody. And the final fight was kind of like a joke where these, like, out of nowhere young pilots just got tossed around for a while until they figured out, like, the comeuppance to kill the final giant kaiju, and that was it. Like, that, all the weight was gone. Like, if you don't have weight and stakes, what the fuck's the point?
But the whole... Never mind.
It's fine if you like the movie. I understand that. But for
the
me,
whole
that's...
thing with the girl fighting, not fighting, but seeing the giants in the alley by herself.
That was the first movie.
But you see that in the second one where she's like, by herself.
It's been a while. But like,
listen.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, there was just a lot of that of it was gone, and it just what killed me of it. Like, it did not have Del Toro's touch on it, and it was, you could tell whoever did this just didn't have the same angle he had with it. No. And they should just waited and let him do the sequel. Like, they should never rushed it out, just let him do it whenever he was ready.
I get it. It wasn't a whoa moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was her moment.
And then do the best thing, a crossover with Legendary Godzilla.
Yes! I'm surprised it never happened.
I mean,
but here we are.
Can the what do they call them in Pacific Rim?
Kaiju?
No, not
Jaegers.
The Jaegers.
Yeah.
Can they fight with Godzilla?
Yeah, they just do the rift. They have rifts to the alien dimension. Surely there's rifts to other dimensions or a planet or whatever. And just
they're like stepping something wrong. Oh, what's this?
Godzilla would fight the Jaegers to begin with, and it would come to some kind of draw, and they would separate, and they would team up at the end of the movie. That's how this shit happens.
Sure.
Listen, I'm not trying to rush things. I'm ready to spin the wheel unless somebody else got something.
No, yeah, let's do it. I mean, we've gone a little longer than I was expecting to, but
yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, let's spin this wheel and figure out what movie we're going to be talking about on the Monster Zone for March.
Give us something good.
What? Hang on. I gotta share my. Wait.
Yeah,
hang
share
on.
your screen.
Hang on.
My nose is running away from me right now.
Stop it.
I know I can't catch it.
I had to get out of that. I don't care.
Top one.
Oh, I missed that part. Hang on. Whoa. There we go.
All right, here we are. Here's the wheel. What are we going to be covering for March on the Monster Zone?
Hopefully
Click
something.
Come on, baby.
Something good.
Here we go. May it be better.
Nope.
No. No. I love that too. Yes.
It just barely is Daimajin. Do we have the other Daimajin movies on here?
I don't think
Daimajin?
so.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
I will give you a really quick synopsis. It's a Japanese feudal Japan samurai with a giant stone idol.
1966.
Yep.
This is one
There
of the
are 3 of
ones
them.
that I remember us covering on with your brother.
Yep. We did all 3 of them, I think.
But this was the first one.
Yes. Daimajin's fun.
I can
Good
rent
stuff.
it on Prime Video for $2.
Because we have it.
Yeah, I have all 3 of them.
Yeah.
On Blu-ray.
Or I could buy it for $8.
Oh, it's
Maybe I'll just end up buying it.
it's worth it. Just
Hard
saying.
to say. I wonder how much I bet the fucking physical media is expensive on this fucking.
Actually, I'll look it up right now.
Because I did a three Blu-ray set a long time ago.
Let's see what Amazon's got.
$7,000.
Daimajin Trilogy Blu-ray.
Like more like 7.
It's 50. It's an Arrow.
Oh,
Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. It's Arrow. So
It's
I have
Arrow,
I
so
have
it's not
the Arrow version. I have the version before that. Sorry,
Yeah.
it was released by Mill Creek, I think.
which isn't bad.
It's so
We've
good.
watched it.
Yeah, it's decent Blu-ray set.
Yeah. That I'm excited.
I mean,
Those 4 where I was excited about because I love Rampage, Colossal, and Dragon Wars.
Do we have
so Rampage that's the Rock Rampage, right?
Yeah, I thought we were taking it off the wheel. Did we not?
Yeah, I think we're gonna take that one off the wheel.
Well, I could still, but Colossal and Dragon Wars.
That's fine. Yeah, I dropped the Rampage, and let's make sure we save the wheel and Demolition.
Oh shh!
It's dead. It's over.
No, that is not what I wanted to do.
I mean, actually, you don't want to leave it on the wheel. No, leave Rampage on the wheel because, to be honest, I don't know when we're ever going to cover it on the
Fine by me.
Right.
So keep it on, just keep it on the wheel. If it falls on it, we're going to do it for the Monster Zone. And worst comes to worst, what we'll do is we can that can be an episode that down the road we'll release it on the main feed. So just leave what you got on there. Don't take anything off.
Okay. It just spun my tango.
Except we did take off Dimension, which you probably already did.
No, it does.
Automatically.
No. So Dimension is going to be our March episode for Monster Zone. Also, we're definitely going to be trying to work towards doing either a commentary track or a watch along for March. And we're going to be, I'm just picking it now. We're going to be doing either a watch along or a commentary track for Leprechaun.
Perfect.
The first one.
Perfect.
We did an episode on it last year, so why not do a fucking commentary track on it? Because I think that'd be a lot of fun.
It would be fun.
So, you're gonna have double the Leprechaun fun because we're gonna have a commentary track for Leprechaun and then have a core episode for Leprechaun 2. So
there you go.
That's gonna be it, guys. I think we've talked enough. Thank you for everybody who supports the show.
Yes,
and to everyone who is here in the chat, we appreciate you. Thank you to Joey C for hopping into the stream for a little bit.
Yes,
we appreciate everybody. You guys seriously make this worthwhile, and it's just been an absolute blast doing the show and kind of getting back into the groove of things. You know, the first month back, trying to get everything up and running and getting episodes out and getting recordings done and all that fun stuff. So we're very excited for what we got going on in the future. We got some planning to do. We're going to be planning because we have up until April all planned out. So pretty much we need to plan for May, June, and July. Hopefully get some more guests. We literally will have a guest on the show from, I think, did we record any just by ourselves lately? What have we done? I have like three episodes in the bank right now that aren't released yet. I don't know, guys.
I don't think so.
We're gonna have guests pretty much up until the end of April. It's gonna be awesome, and hopefully we'll have more guests going until farther off. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody. You can, of course, we are all on all the social medias at Dissect That Film. We are on Patreon, patreon.com/Dissect That Film. Please go over there and take a look at the stuff that we got going on Patreon. If you're interested, please become a patron. We would appreciate you very much. If you can't, we really would appreciate you guys going and leaving 5 stars on your favorite podcast apps because it really does. I don't know how much it helps us out, but I feel like it will help us out a little bit,
Allegedly.
And hey, since you're watching us here on YouTube, make sure to like this live stream, share it, and and hopefully if I remember, because I'm really bad about posting the live streams on the audio feed. I'm gonna try to get this live stream up on the audio feed by Monday. If I don't, fucking yell at me and I will try to get it done. As I stated, after I am done recording here, this computer's getting turned off and I will be starting to move my shit to a different room. So I'm going to be busting my ass, moving shit around and getting stuff done. So it's over here.
Man, it's going right there.
So I got lots of stuff. I gotta reframe a picture. I got to frame another picture. I got a poster. I got a Flicks and Friends poster here that I've had still in the thing because I don't have a frame. I had nowhere to go. But now I got to get a frame for it so I can hang it up in the new room.
I have so much out there that needs to be framed. Yeah. I fear you.
Billy, Fiore, Tangents of Horror, Johnny, everybody else who is in here talking in the chat. We appreciate you so much. All right, everybody. Until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming. We are Dissect That Film, and this has been another Dissect That Film Live. We'll see y'all again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.